the media about this. Indiana Fever could try to do all the PR stuff that they want to do to try to cover this up. But at the end of the day, ain't no covering this up. Y'all hella lying. So this was an incident that happened at the game. Caitlin Clark and her coach hate each other, right? Brick Center captured this moment right here, right? Now, I'm finna play this moment for y'all.
Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham are reportedly done with the Indiana Fever. After shocking drama involving coach Stephanie White, the two stars are allegedly ready to walk away from the franchise. And then, an explosive claim emerged that could change everything.
Is not a basketball really ain't a contact sport like football and many other sports are. But for her to be going into these basketball games with clean arms, clean shoulders, and then come out looking the way she looked is diabolical, bro. It's just diabolical, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. And I don't know, man. We just gotta keep Caitlin lifted up in prayers. But we have to talk about the drama that took place in this basketball game today. It's so much, guys. Hold on. Let me get this switched over for you guys because it's just so much drama. I don't even know where to start. Oh, this is DJ Carrington trolling Caitlin Clark. Let's just start here.
She brings a defensive mentality.
Look at her. Look at her. And she got a tech today. Look, another one. 7-3 made for Caitlin Clark. She was busting busting her ass all night. This is the face here. This is a face of the feet. Look at her. Salty. Pick your face up, DJ Currency. I think you left your mascara on the floor too. Watch this.
Creating an advantage here.
The news is breaking. There is more going on behind the locked doors of the Indiana Fever organization than just a basketball scandal. The entire WNBA is in complete collapse due to this full-blown disaster. The Indiana Fever franchise is entirely disintegrating from the inside out, something that the music mainstream media is currently frightened to mention. We are discussing adult executives who are in tears. We are discussing an unprecedented level of terror in the front office. And why? Because Sophie Cunningham and Caitlin Clark, the two biggest talents in the league, have made an enormous, astounding, and devastating choice. They've had enough. They have physically packed their bags because they are so tired of the poisonous surroundings. They are making threats to quit the squad, leave, and never again don an Indiana Fever uniform. The most repulsive, unthinkable, and terrible betrayal by their own head coach, Stephanie White, is the cause of this extraordinary revolt. WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert had to take an emergency flight, rush into the facility, and issue a big league-wide order because the scene in the locker room became so violent, toxic, and out of control. Formal caution. She immediately quit her career after giving Coach White a dead-eye stare. You have no idea what has been going on in the shadows if you thought the drama on the hardwood was crazy. This is the unfiltered, terrible truth about the ultimate betrayal that is ripping apart the WNBA. So fasten your seatbelts, lock your doors, and pay close attention. We must return to the beginning of this utter horror in order to fully comprehend the scope of this gigantic insurrection. You see, this was never only a basketball contest. This was a targeted war, both psychologically and physically. The Chicago Sky, under the command of DJ Carrington, their enforcer, have spent the entire season trying to physically destroy the Fever's backcourt. However, it wasn't Caitlin Clark who initiated the pivotal moment when the confidence was totally betrayed. Sophie Cunningham was the first.
It's very clear you're on the other side of the line in the sand. You seem to be on the Kelsey Mitchell, Stephanie White line. And this is not to come at Kelsey Mitchell. I hope she has a big game. Her and Caitlin Clark been playing awesome together. This is not to come at Kelsey Mitchell. But the fact that you did not want to include Caitlin Clark in the MVP talks, Aaliyah Boston, is disgusting. And your ass better start making layups and give us $6 million worth. Now we going to be on you. Now we going to be on you. Stephanie White, you are already liable to get booed. I don't know what you're going to do, okay? If they boo you, you're going to have to deal with it. Look in the mirror. You did not stand up for your team or your players. Now, let's get into this Indiana Fever Dallas Wings matchup. What is going to be the #1 key for the Indiana Fever? First of all, the Dallas Wings are a team that's reeling. They just won a game. They've lost 6 out of their last 9 games. 6 out of their last 9 games were L's, and it needs to be a 7.
A few games earlier, Joni Carrington physically attacked Sophie in an entirely unprovoked, filthy, and hyper-aggressive manner while music was entirely away from the play, away from the cameras, and in the officials' blind spot. It was obviously a deliberate attempt to hurt the toughest player for the Fever. Sophie suffered abuse. She had bruises, and she had good reason to be angry. She was fully prepared for her head coach, Stephanie Music White, to go all out on the referees as she lifted herself up off the court and turned to face the sidelines. She anticipated that her coach would stand up for her squad, protect her, and defend her. What, though, did Stephanie White, the coach, do? Nothing at all. Like a statue, she stood there. She kept utterly mute when witnessing the brutal abuse of her own player. But hold on, things get a lot worse. Later that evening, leaked insider information from the locker room showed that Coach White had actually sided with the enemy rather than supporting Sophie. She actually backed Joni Carrington's rough physical style of play and was overheard in the tunnels encouraging Sophie to stop overreacting. It was the ultimate backstab. The trust was utterly destroyed. At that moment, Sophie understood that the enemy wasn't only on the opposing side. The clipboard was in the hands of the adversary. Coach White continued to undermine her own team, though.
Horrible, unwatchable basketball. I said last night was in the top 3 hardest games to watch of the season. It was brutal. God dog, last night was boring. In fact, I said last night during the watch party that only the WNBA could have a battle between what's supposed to be 2 of their top 5 biggest stars, Paige Beckers and Caitlin Clark. Only in the W could the WNBA figure out how to take a game like that, make it close for most of the game, and it be boring as hell. That's some W shit. That happens a lot in this league. A lot in this league. Vanderbilt Fever. Caitlin White literally got tackled. Stephanie White just sits there with her arms crossed, sniffing and twitching. Congratulations, Stephanie Weatherspoon. Aw, damn. Shout out Teresa Weatherspoon. Whoa. Lethargic.
Let's fast forward to the Chicago Sky's next game. Joni Carrington, the DJ, is not an idiot. It dawned on her that the head coach of the Indiana Fever was genuinely supporting her. She came to the realization that she might act any way she pleased without fear of reprisals from the Fever bench. As a result, she intensified the aggression to its highest point. Sophie wasn't the only target this time. Caitlin Clark, the WNBA's Golden Goose and franchise player, was the target. Harrington pursued Caitlin with frightening, malevolent purpose. She was hitting her ribs with her elbows. During screens, she was grabbing at Caitlin's neck. Additionally, she was trying to physically and psychologically harm the up-and-coming celebrity on live national television. It was a blatantly planned attack. And once more, Stephanie White, the coach, gave up. She didn't initiate a timeout. She didn't scream at the officials. She just witnessed a beating of her best player.